You're listening to The Pivot Point, where we unpack the defining moments that shift careers and lives. I'm your host, Laura Dionisio, founder of Lead Intact, and my mission is to spotlight the raw, real stories behind career pivots, the fears, the hopes, the messy middles, and the bold decisions that follow. If you're feeling stuck or quietly wondering what's next, I hope these stories help you see yourself a little more clearly and inspire you to start moving toward your own dream life. Let's begin. Hey friend, welcome back to part 2 of the Bold Pivot Blueprint Masterclass. If you haven't listened to part 1 yet, hit pause and start there. It lays the foundation for what we're diving into today. In this half, we're bringing the blueprint to life. You'll experience the Connect with Your Why meditation and learn how to use my Why, What, How framework to turn clarity into aligned, intentional action. You'll also hear real coaching moments that show what it looks like to apply this in real time. So, find a quiet spot if you can, or just listen and let what's meant to land, land. All right. Let's jump into part 2 of the Bold Pivot Blueprint Masterclass. There's actually multiple steps between like step 1 and step 2 because my background, I didn't mention this when I was introducing myself. Hey, Mary, good to see you. Mary, I just have to give you a quick shout out. Whenever you respond to my things on Instagram, it makes me so happy. Like, thank you so much for your support. I never take any of that for granted. So welcome. Thank you for being here. Okay. So step 1, see yourself as the leader of your life. What does that mean? I remember I listened to a talk by Trevor Noah, somebody I really admire. He was giving a talk at Johns Hopkins University. And he said something like, you're a leader only if you're leading people. And I'm like, I don't like that. What do you mean? Because, and this is a little bit adulterer language, but we all have parts within us. Anyone ever have a conversation with themselves? Yes, I want to buy that I don't know, say you're trying to be on a diet. I want that ice cream. No, you shouldn't have that ice cream. Why? It tastes good only for today, right? So, yeah, be the leader of all your parts. So I don't like that definition, but then it made me think about what definition do I like? Like what does resonate with me? And so this is what I came up with. This is the lead and tack model. To me, a leader is someone who has awareness, accountability, and takes aligned action. So what does that mean? Awareness. Get real about what you want and how you feel, right? This is honestly, in my opinion, the hardest part. It's hard to admit what we want because we're programmed to think we can't even want the thing unless we know how to get there. Anyone else feel that way? Right? So get real without getting attached to, oh, I can't even allow myself to want it unless I have a plan forward. I get it. That's been me for years. Just say, I want the thing, period. End of story. You don't necessarily have to take action right this minute, but just admit it. What do you actually want? And how do you feel now? And how would you like to feel? That's awareness. Get real about what your inner world, what's happening in there. And then the second part is accountability. Notice your role in your current judgment without, or in your current situation without blame or judgment. So what I was going through, honestly, just a couple months ago, when I got real with myself, I was just I'm not happy at my job. And what's my role? This is the accountability part. Like Shannon, this is what I was saying. I choose to be here. And I'm not and I suck because I did. No, there's none of that. It's just, I'm choosing to be here. There are many other ways I could pay the bill, but I'm choosing this because at the moment, this is what makes sense. And I'm unhappy about it. Fine. I'm going to own that. Fine. And then from there, you're going to take aligned action, move forward with clarity and intention. So when I thought about this further, I realized that aligned action, I like to slow down even there. I don't want to just take an action because if I don't slow down the process of what's the right action to take, then I might go from the accountability piece. I'm unhappy because I'm choosing to be in this job, aligned action, quit my job. I mean, that is what ended up happening for me, but there was a process that I went through before I made that decision. Okay, before I move on, any questions on this part? No?
I just agree with Shanna that I making a choice rather than looking at it as something I should do is totally shifts the energy and it feels empowering. Yeah, that really resonated with me as well.
Love it. Love it. Awesome. Okay. All right. A lot of you already know this because this is my favorite model to teach, honestly. Step 2, take aligned, intentional action. This is what I call my why, what, how framework. Love this framework. I use it for everything. Everything. So This is how you know how to take aligned intentional action. We're going to start with why. Get clarity in why you want to do this. This is your anchor. This is how you want to feel when you make your choice. Like I mentioned earlier, being in fear and scarcity is not where I want to make my choice. Is that right? That sounds like an awful time. When I make my choice, I want to feel empowered no matter what the choice is. Even if the choice is to continue to stay. It's not about what the choice is, it's about how you feel. So, in the context of career pivots, life transitions, that kind of thing, I like to ask the question of what makes you look forward to getting up each day? What is it? And I'm curious, you can write it in the chat or go off mute. Just if I ask that question, really reflect back on it. What is what gets you up in the morning? And don't say your alarm clock. Anyone?
I'll say I enjoy the stretches that I do before I start my day. So I look forward to getting into my stretches, like into my body physically. And then the breakfast routine that I'm on right now, I look forward to feeding my body the food. It's like a little kid at Christmas time. I get so excited because of how it makes me feel before I even start the
Yes.
day. And so that's what gets me out of bed right now is looking forward to those stretches and that food.
I love that. And notice how it has nothing to do with your life circumstance, your job, or anything. It's the little things. And let's see. Sean says, thank you for sharing, Shanna. Sean says, first thought and statement to my dog is, look, we get an, oh my God, that's beautiful. Look, we get another day. I love that. Sean, I have a similar motivation. My cats are older, and I look forward to when I wake up and they're both like next to me. It does make it hard to get up. I'm not going to lie. I do eventually get up. Obviously, I'm here. Um, but yes, that is my motivation. And Teresa, I see that you're unmuted.
Oh, I just typed it in the chat, but
Oh,
I
okay.
have that same, I look forward to, I have a tea that I love in the morning and doing yoga and journaling. So that's what really, I love that morning time to start my
I
day.
love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing. And Allison says, my liquid IV and feeding my pup. I am going to ask you about the liquid IV offline because I'm curious and I have no idea what that is. Like I'm imagining you going, psh, but I'm pretty sure that's not the right image. If it is, I'm really curious. Okay. This is me getting distracted. This is what a Laura talk is like. Okay. So here's the thing. Oh, Jenny. And Jenny, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Inspiration and curiosity about what the day will hold with clients and how I can be of service to them, which in turn reflects inspiration within myself. I love it. Cindy says, coffee and my mantra. I am open to miracles today. Okay, love it. Okay, Allison says hydration and electrolyte powder. Okay, so it's not an IV. Like, good. I was kind of concerned. I'm not gonna lie. Like, who looks forward to injecting themselves? Not you. Okay. All right. I love this. These are amazing. And for those of you watching the recording, respond back to the email and tell me what's your why for getting up in the morning. And what I love about what I learned from Michelle Chalfant, Adult Chair, is that while it's nice to reflect and use your mind to like give verbiage to what your why is, I have found in years teaching this that it's even simpler than that. It's how it feels in your body. So we're going to go through a short meditation. So go ahead and get your feet grounded on the floor. You can like raise your shoulders up and then slowly down. Go ahead and shut your eyes. And we're just going to start with 3 deep breaths. Inhaling slowly, holding at the top, and exhaling. One more time. Inhaling, holding at the top, and exhaling. One last time. Breathing in, inhaling, holding at the top, and exhaling. And as you exhale, imagine just letting go all of your thoughts, responsibilities, list of things to do. Let it go and see a bright white light hovering over your head. See that white light move down your head, your neck, and slowly moving down your shoulders. And keep breathing here as it moves down your torso and your arms. As this white light moves down your body, just feel the comfort, the safety, and the knowledge that you are exactly where you're meant to be. Feel this bright white light move down your stomach, down your pelvis, down your legs. Continue to breathe deeply here as the white light moves down your shins, all the way down to your feet. And as you breathe, really see and feel that white light shine brightly all over your body. And just see and feel it expand so it goes beyond your body and into the room that you're in. And as you sit here in this beautiful bright white light, feel the rest of your responsibilities, your thoughts, the shoulds just melt away. Let them go with love and gratitude. And as you sit in this light, ask yourself, what is my why? And allow the space to be there for anything to come through. Maybe it's a feeling in your body. Maybe it's a word. Maybe it's a song, even. Or maybe it's nothing at all. Trust that it will come to you exactly when it's meant to. Let's anchor this why in with 3 deep breaths, inhaling slowly, holding at the top, and exhaling. One more time, inhaling slowly, hold at the top, exhale. And one last time, inhaling, hold at the top, and exhaling slowly. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. How is everyone doing? How was that? Amazing. I would love to hear from you what came up with that. You can type it in the chat or go off mute. I would love to hear from you. I think I saw Allison first.
Wow, I always love hearing you are exactly where you need to be because I always am. What's the term you use? It's procrastination with another word.
Productive procrastination.
Yes, yes. I think I am the queen of that. So I always love hearing exactly where you need to be. I don't need to do any more research. I don't need to take any more classes or learn a bunch of new stuff. I'm ready.
Yes, you are. And you've been showing up.
Yeah, I think that's the game changer is to be involved, show up for the work you've signed up to do, and learn as much as you can from your peers.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. And Ismail says, refreshed. Long time no see, Ismail. It's been, I'm not even going to say how many years. That'll bring my energy down. Okay. Just kidding. Anyone else want to share? I think Teresa, I saw you unmute.
Yeah, so I feel lighter and calmer. It was really nice to let the shoulds go and the list go. That felt very good. And then the why that came up for me was spread love. And I was like, okay, how
I love
and I
that.
can do that in my unique way. Yeah,
I love that.
very cool.
Thank you for sharing. And you know what's beautiful about starting here, and even if you are coming into this process, like, what is my next career pivot? When you tune into that why of spread love, you realize that your career isn't the only way you can do that. You can do it in many ways, and that just will make you feel a lot better. It'll expand both your energy and your mind into being more open to what else is possible. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing. Cindy raised her hand.
My word was a phrase. First ones came up was to be of service. And then after that was and get paid doing it. So I wrote it down quickly before I forgot it.
Oh my God, that's huge. That's huge, Cindy. And I will just speak because, like, I have worked with a lot of entrepreneurs, specifically life coaches, and their heart is so big that they just want to give and give. That piece about and get paid doing it, it's like your soul telling you and your heart telling you, Cindy, that it's time for you to like receive,
Well, it's
right?
that you said that because that's one thing I've been working on is over being over responsible for people in my coaching.
Mhm.
So yeah. So that's neat. Thanks.
I'm so excited for you.
Picking up on
I love it. Okay. Shanna says, I didn't expect this to show up. My why became a word I didn't expect. Constant. Ooh, I am the constant in all the change that is happening in my life. I am the eye of the storm or the change. I keep coming back to myself. Myself is the constant. I just got chills, Shanna. You know what also just came up as I was reading what you said is the idea of constant trust and belief in yourself. Like not anything outside of you, not even if you say yes to like coaching or another program, always constant, go back to self. That's what I'm getting for you. Jenny says to help people know they're not alone. They make sense and deserve connection and love no matter what state they are in. I love that, Jenny. And because I know you well, I will also expand, like, what I'm getting for you is to help all your parts know that they're not alone, that all of your parts make sense, all of them, even the ones that are like, and that all the parts of you deserve connection to your higher self and to your heart and love, no matter what state they in. Yes. Jenny says, indication of how our clients mirror us. Yes. Love it. Sean says, the light got stuck in and around my heart area, kind of like a speed bump. I had to slow down and make more effort. The word was worth. And also that you're worth the effort. I've known you a long time, Sean. You and we've worked together in the past. I definitely can see like you are such a bright light. And the more that you realize and shine the light back into yourself, actually, similar message to Jenny, the brighter that light is that you shine to other people. Cause I know you, you're also like let me be Sean, let me be bright, let me be, happy and fun. And what this tells me, like what you said, is slow down and don't forget about you. Okay, this is so good. Love it. All right, we're going to move on because I want to make sure that we have time for coaching at the end and questions, and I have a special offer for those of you on the call and also those of you watching the recording. Okay, when you start thinking about what's my next move, my next life pivot, my next job, is this the right job? Should I stay in this job? Should I move? Always remember that why. If you have like a symbol or a phrase or a single word, something simple, write it down like Cindy did. Write it down. Put it on a post-it. I'm a post-it person. This is mine. Badass. That's my why. But just as a reminder, something that'll help you get in here quickly, but also this session is recorded, so you can always come back to the meditation. I also have a Find Your Why meditation on YouTube. Okay. From this place, right? We're all feeling relaxed and calm. Step 2, clearly define what problem you're trying to solve without trying to figure out the how. Now, why am I stating it as a problem? Because sometimes when we are in that transition, like the edge of transition, it's easier to see the problems than what the goal is. As an example, when like right before I made the decision to leave corporate, I didn't know that like the goal is to leave corporate. No, what I saw was I'm unhappy, my energy is drained, and I am not wanting to go to bed because I so badly don't want to wake up in the morning because I so badly don't want to go through my day. So think about it that way. Like whatever narrative you're saying, write it down. Now, if you don't resonate with the problem language, then go ahead and switch this to clearly define what your goal is. But same thing, don't try to figure out how. That's not the step here. Now, this step is super important. This step is where you really, really need to slow down. So in my case, what did I just say? I said my problem is I'm unhappy. My energy is so low and I don't want to wake up because I don't want to go through my day. Cool. And let's get specific. Why am I unhappy? What is making me unhappy? But when I thought about it, I was like, oh, I'm in a lot of meetings, y'all. Like too many meetings to the point where I'm in a meeting and doing work. That makes me so unhappy because I can't split my energy like that. Nobody can, but I really can't. Oh, okay, cool. And again, we're not looking at solutions yet. We're just clearly defining. But notice how that's like a more clearly defined solution or like problem than I'm unhappy. If you try to go from the what of I'm unhappy to how, you won't get the best aligned solution, right? So this is the part where you get to get clearer and more specific about what is it? What is the problem you're trying to solve? Okay? And then the other thing, I don't have energy these days. Okay. Well, I know another problem is but that's contributing to that is that I'm sleeping really late at night and it messes up my whole day. Okay, cool. Not trying to write a solution right away, but I'm getting clear. So any questions so far on that? Like this is the most, it's not the most important step, but it is the step that you need to take the most time in to get really clear. Okay. And you may notice that I have this always reassess and realign with why. The moment I start to feel that my energy and my heart is going like this, go back to your why, get back in that state before you continue. That's super important because otherwise it's not going to feel good. Go ahead, Teresa.
Yeah, I just had a question. When I think about my why, and then, so when you were explaining the what, it was more about what the problem is or what you're currently facing, not so much about what you want to do. Is it more, if you could just.
It's either way.
Okay.
So for me, well, this is because, again, engineering background, I tend to think of things in terms of problems because I like solving problems.
Yeah, I'm right there
But
with your sister.
yeah,
Yeah.
but if you already know what your goal is, right? Like, say my goal is to find a job that makes me happy, then you can have that as your what. That's just rephrasing what I said, but like in a goal
Okay.
oriented way.
That's helpful. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, David. Good to see you. It's been a while. Actually, you're probably the one I've seen the most or most recently. Okay. So once you get more specific about the what, whether you name it through problem statements or in goal language, then you go into the why. I mean the how. You brainstorm the next steps, no perfection needed, meaning you don't need to have 10 steps already figured out, just possible solutions. This is important without attachment. Without attachment. I used to write in every plan that I made, don't get attached to the plan. This is important. We want a plan so that we are like moving towards something, but we don't want to get attached to the plan. Got it? And honestly, like sometimes when I can feel, again, you're reassessing and realigning, right? Constantly. Don't get attached to the solution. Make sure that it still matches the problem or the goal that you're trying to go for. What I like to do sometimes is if I'm having a hard time staying in this why energy while I'm like brainstorming solutions, I put a timer on, like a 5-minute timer, something like that. And I start with like the craziest solutions ever. So let's say that my goal is to be happier at my work. I will start with like the most insane possible solution, like, okay, cool. A possible solution is I win the lottery, right? Start there. That helps me. Why? Because then it becomes fun. It becomes not so serious. Like you don't have this, I must figure out the steps. And then your mind and your brain is more primed to use your imagination.
I've been buying lottery tickets lately. I'm just saying.
I might buy one after this call. Why not? Okay, any questions with the why, what, how? No. All right. All right. So if you loved this masterclass and you're looking for more support, I am actually offering a 3-month program called the Career Reclamation Journey. And I really do mean career reclamation because, at least for me, when I've gone through my many pivots, I found myself at times just kind of waiting for opportunities to come to me. And like, I'm not about that, right? Like, I'm an action oriented person. Like, and yeah, a little bit of a control freak. It's okay. I'm working on it. But I want things to be intentional. Like, I want to pursue things because I want them and not just kind of passively wait. This is what it means to me to be a leader of my life. So this is a group coaching package. There's 7 core modules that are taught bi-weekly. I mean, y'all would already be ahead because one of the modules is the Bold Pivot Blueprint, which we go through. There's live community and coaching, and there's a 30-minute kickoff call that's one-on-one because it's important to me to really tailor the experience based on who is in the group. There's an optional upgrade for personalized coaching support. So this would be like the VIP of this career reclamation journey. So I'm just going to go through the 7 modules because it's a lot of fun. So as you just experienced, that why was super powerful. And it's so powerful that I dedicate a whole module to it. We get even deeper than we did today. And then we've already gone through the Bold Pivot Blueprint. And then one of the modules is who's running the show. It took me years to figure this out. And this is why I highly recommend investing in support because you'll just get there faster. The who part, who are you, is so important in this. It's not just what you're doing, it's who you're becoming. So we really get deep into that. And then Bridging the Gap talks about like the more practical aspects, like from a skills perspective, certification, like where's the gap between where you are today and where you want to be? And how can we bridge that gap? And then how to get shit done is one of my favorites because I'm nerdy and I love process. So in this, I'll teach you a process of how to get shit done. I use this personally. I actually taught this. I left engineering briefly for 3.5 years to teach this, like process, software process, basically. And I'm not only going to teach you the process, we're going to pick something for you to actually do. And then I'm going to hold you accountable, right? Because here's my thing. At the core of it, am a very practical, action oriented person. Now, I don't mean practical like if you are not letting yourself dream because it's not practical, that's not what I mean. I mean practical like I don't aim to just make you feel good. Like I want you to do something with that feeling. Like let's take action from that place. And then the last piece is integration and next bold step, because I want to make sure you feel supported even at the end of the cohort. I want you to feel like you know and you're clear about what your next step is. I have opened up spots to get on a call with me. If you're like, oh my God, I am feeling the call and I want to talk through my options and I really want to see if this is like a fit of support for my next step in my career journey or my life pivot, I'm here for you. I'm so excited about this. And how you know this is for you. If you're done running on fumes and want your energy back, I've been there, done that. I've done it alone. It's not fun. This is for you. If you're stuck in fine, but you know you're meant for more, right? Like you're looking around, you're like, I should be happy, but you know you're not. This is for you. You don't need to live in that space. You can choose differently. If you're ready to take back control and lead your career with intention instead of just being like, I guess this is fine, this is for you. So go ahead and book your free reclamation call. I'm going to put the link in the chat so that you can go ahead and do that. And here's the thing. If you were drawn to me, if you're here, if you're watching the recording, that means that something within you is telling you that there's more to life than what I'm currently experiencing. So one, I know you're a go-getter. You're not someone who's just complacent and just okay with just okay. And two, because I know you're a go-getter, regardless, you're going to get there wherever there is for you. I know this, right? It just might take time. You might be in that gray area for a lot longer. But I know and I trust that you're going to get there because you're here. You're going to get there. You're a go-getter. You're going to get there. And I also know that you're going to get there a lot quicker with support because, like I mentioned, I've done it before by myself. It's not a lot of fun. It doesn't feel good to be in that gray zone area of like, what am I supposed to do next? So you'll get there much faster with support and you'll get clearer about what it is you actually want. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing. Thank you, Shanna. And I want to open the floor for any questions. If you have a specific coaching question, if you're like, how can I apply this why, what, how now? Open the floor to that.
Hey, Laura.
Hi. Oh my gosh. Long time
Yeah.
no see. What's up? How can I help?
No, first I'd like to commend you for, doing lead and tag. I think I reached out in your early stages. I was trying to do some correspondence with a couple people about leadership and, how to do things and everything else. That kind of fell by the wayside just because life happens. But I'm glad that you're able to build this and start off with this. And I was going to say that the finding your why reminded me of a lesson I learned while I was traveling in Europe,
Mhm.
right? One of the things I discovered is that when you find yourself in a situation that you've never been to, you're unsure of, and you're not sure what to do next, go back to what you do know and go from there,
Mhm.
So, because I constantly got lost in Europe. I was in a country I didn't know anybody. I was by myself. Then I didn't speak the language. So, yeah, I just figured out like, okay, where am I at? Find my bearings. And in life, the why is, the purpose is the guiding star. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
no, I mean, and don't get me wrong, my why, admittedly, is family. Unfortunately, things have changed and things are dynamic and things are moving. But I do see myself doing other things as well. And then also, I don't know, have anyone in here heard about the four lenses?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay, so it's a exercise that I actually do with other people as well, but I did it when I was in the military. It's the idea that you get to see your perspective or how you see things in the world. It talks about four colors: gold, orange, green, and blue. And what I see you as, Laura, is actually green. Someone who's very logical, someone who's very pragmatic, someone who actually sees step by step, has to go back to
Yeah.
a logical step. Relationships are important, but not, they have a purpose,
Mhm.
I'm the opposite. I'm a blue. It's more about people. It's more about relationships. I mean, don't get me wrong, it can be logical, but mine is more towards like family and friends, and sense of relationships, So at the end of the day, it's just another thing that I would recommend people to look at as well, because in dealing with other people, you get to see not necessarily their why, but then also how they see the world,
Yeah. I
and
love
how,
that. Thank you so
yeah,
much for sharing,
yeah.
Ismail. And yeah, if you want to chat more, go ahead and book a call. Would love to catch up with you too. Allison,
Okay.
thank you for being here. I appreciate your support. Does anyone else have a coaching question or biggest takeaway? Or better yet, what is the next thing you're going to do at the end of this call? What have you been inspired to do? Go ahead, Teresa.
Yeah, I really like the intentional aligned piece of, what to do next. Because as I think back on my career, I think there was a lot of steps I took, but I don't know that it was intentional.
Mhm.
Really understanding, I've done well, but so that really, I really locked into that. Yeah. So that's a big piece is and aligned, of course, right? Aligned, intentional. So
Yes.
that was one of the big takeaways for me. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Go ahead, Sean. You are muted.
I unmuted yet? No.
Yes, there you go.
All right. Yeah, that's very funny that you called on me because it's just so I had the most amazing career of anyone in the world for the last 22 years, and that is to be the parent to Allison and Sammy. Oh my gosh. But now Sammy just graduated high school, and I find myself in this place of limbo where I have all of this amazing experience, all of this amazing ability. I mean, won't get into what I've been doing for the past 4 years for his school and all the rest and the arts and everything else. But that 21-year gap in paid workforce is
Uh-huh.
quite a little leap to get over. And it doesn't matter how you position your resume, they know that you graduated from college when you graduated in and around, So yeah, sometimes it's not just a career pivot. It's not just it is truly for me, and I think that's why worth came up because I'm a professional volunteer. That's what I've been for 22 years now. Uh,
Mhm.
and acquired a lot of skills and have a lot to offer. And I don't know if it was Teresa or one of the other people on the call said understanding your own worth and getting paid
Yes.
whatever it is
Cindy.
that you
Yes.
not not
Yeah.
altogether different than where I'm at now.
Yeah. Sean, I love that. And I will say it starts with what you believe is possible. So if you're saying it's not possible to hide it in my resume, that gap, if you are seeing it as a gap instead of I've been doing some amazing things and these are my skills, that's the experience you're going to have. And so, like, this is why I believe step one is so important. You have to see yourself as a leader. You have to know it's possible. You have to know your worth.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, I left engineering. So, you know, Oliver, obviously, because we're all in the
Mhm,
same gym community. I
mhm.
don't know if you know this piece, but I actually left engineering. I was living in Southern California at the time, and I wanted to live in Binghamton because they wouldn't let me work remote at the time. This was 11 years ago. Remote wasn't a thing. And I was just talking to Oliver about it. And he was like, we could use your skill set. Let me offer you a job. He didn't even look at my resume, Sean. I have no experience. He's in the life insurance industry. If I had the belief that, oh, but I'm not enough because I don't have the direct experience, would they how am I gonna move? I didn't have the funds either to move cross country. You kidding me? If I didn't have the belief that, yes, I have the skills, yes, I'm worth it, then I wouldn't have advocated for myself. And I wouldn't have inspired Oliver to advocate for me. Now, obviously, like you have to bring it, which I know you, Sean. You've been bringing it, right? So, like, even that simple reframe, it's not a 23-year gap in your resume. It's a 23 experience and all these different skill sets. And I volunteer a lot too. So I know what it takes. And it's not just showing up. And knowing you, you're not just showing up. You're not one to just show up and be like, that's not you. I bet you're the one organizing, reaching out. You've probably done things that weren't in your resume or in your degree. That's a skill, right? So it really like your why with the worth. I would encourage you to really like lean into that and see yourselves through that lens. And from there, imagine what the possibilities could be for what's next. You're going to come up with a whole different set of ideas versus if you think about, oh, well, I have a 23 gap or year gap or whatever, like I can only be a barista at Starbucks, which I think is really hard. I wouldn't be able to do it. But my point is like you would be limited to what you think is possible if you don't first set yourself up as no, I'm the leader of my life. I'm worth it. I'm badass. I know I'm worth it.
Thank you for that. And that kind of just brings me back to the full circle of where you began of saying
that I choose to be a
Yes.
volunteer, and because if I can pivot what the resume looks like from a person who has gaps, or a person who has been a career volunteer, or a stay-at-home mom, or a church volunteer, or a PTA president, like, right? Like those things in and of themselves could say, "Look, we don't want this person, to be a part of us." But if I can say, rather, I chose to leave my professional, to leave
Yes.
corporate, American Express Financial Advisors at the time. I chose to leave corporate in an effort to instill proper values, and not proper values, but the values that I hold dear in my children. And then all of the different things that we had to do, running around the country for a year and a half on tour and all the rest. Yeah. Fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And one last thing with the resume thing, because my first pivot from my first career, I did the whole send out your resume, 10 a day. It felt like shit. Okay. It did. And by the time I finally got a job offer, I was so in like this. I didn't know this process back then, obviously. I didn't even like advocate for myself. I just took what they offered because I thought that's what I was worth. And what I've learned since then, literally other than that one pivot, I've only applied once, or sometimes I didn't even have to apply and the job was offered. Why? And this goes back to Ismail. Like, I used to be very data driven, process only, but I realized in my growth, relationships are the most important. And Sean, I know you. I know your energy. Like for you, your greatest gift is not in look at my pretty resume. I mean, of course, spend time, sure, I guess. But it's more about like, who do I know in my, first of all, what do I actually want? With no limitations, knowing I'm a badass and I'm worth it. What do I actually want? From there, who can I talk to? And just start talking about it. I mean, Teresa knows this. We meet like every other week. I've been talking about my business for a long time, and I've been practicing. It's scary. I've been talking about even before I decided to lean full in. I've been calling myself a career coach for like years to practice. But also, you'll be surprised how many people will support you and be like, "Of course, Sean. Of course, let me connect you to this person, to that person." So I'm excited for you, Sean. Can't wait to hear what's next.
Thanks so much.
All right. I have time for one more, and then we're going to end this amazing call. Any questions about the program? Please book a call with me. I'd love to hear from you. Any questions about anything I taught today, or biggest takeaway or aha? Thank you, Cindy. All right. With that, thank you all for being here. Thank you for those watching the recording. You have been amazing. I hope this has been so helpful. Please do book a call. Let's talk, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Laura. Love
Bye.
you. Thanks. Bye.
And that wraps up the Bold Pivot Blueprint Masterclass. Take a breath. You just did a lot of work today. If something in this session hit home, don't just move on to the next thing. Jot it down, talk it out with a friend, or give yourself a minute to actually feel proud of the clarity that's coming through. That's how real change starts. And if you're listening and thinking, okay, I am so ready for support with this, I'd love to talk with you about my group program, The Career Reclamation Journey. It's a 3-month experience designed to help you reclaim your energy, your clarity, and your confidence at work and in life. You'll learn how to lead your career with intention instead of waiting for opportunities to come to you. And you'll do it in a community with live coaching and a framework that actually gets you moving. So if you're feeling that pull, book a free reclamation call at www.leadintact.com. That link will be in the show notes below. We'll talk through where you are, what you're craving next, and whether this is the right support for you. And as always, if this 2-part masterclass stirred something in you, share it with someone who's been craving a change but doesn't know where to start. You never know who might need that nudge today. All right, friend, until next time, keep leading your life like you mean it. All right, friend, that's it for today's drop. If this episode hits something deep, don't just sit with it. Act on it. Share this with a friend who needs to hear it, and then head to www.leadintact.com to grab your free heart-aligned career transition starter, or book a free 20-minute call with me. I'm here when you're ready to stop feeling stuck and start moving toward what you really want. Catch you next time.